So in late April, Ubisoft contacted us and wanted to know if we wanted to come over to Weybridge in England to the Mercedes-Benz World. It's right outside of London. And while they have a racetrack, skid pad, off-road track, all kinds of stuff where you can drive their AMG cars and G-Class cars. We weren't there to drive cars.
Speaking of soaring, get
we
a
were.
load of
We were
that
there
jump.
to drive
There
cars
you have
in
it, folks. The numbers are
our
going
upcoming
through
game
the roof.
due out in late June, June 29th. Follow up their 2014 game, The Crew. And this is The Crew 2. So we went there, we played the game for a good 4 or 5 hours, I think. And unlike previous events where they've had parts of the game, sort of demos, this time they had the whole game for us to play. The entire thing. We could do whatever we wanted. Given the amount of time we had on our hands, 4 or 5 hours, we weren't able to get through the whole game. But we got to see quite a bit of it. And this video is just parts of the single player stuff I did. And there's cars, of course. But new in The Crew 2 is planes and boats. Different kinds of planes and boats, too. So the game's a lot like, at least in the beginning, when you're just driving around in cars, it's a lot like the previous one. As in, the map is pretty much the same size, so give it 30 to 45 minutes and you can drive across the whole map in a car. Reasonably fast car, at least. Cities that were there last time, at least from what I could see, are the same. They're a lot more detailed this time around, since you're now able to go up high with planes and on the water and stuff. They've added a lot of features in cities. You can jump up on rooftops. There's more jumps all over the place, really. There's more shortcuts. Just more stuff to do, more places to go. And the driving is a lot like it was in the last one. Arcadey, but fun. Easy to learn, kind of hard to master. I did the first kind of intro missions with all the driving aids on, but all the stuff you see in this video is with all driving aids turned off. So basically a hardcore mode. This is the first race I did when I was still getting used to the controls, because while I've played The Crew, the first one, quite a bit lately, just to kind of remember what it was like. I played the first game a lot when it first came out, in the following year at least. Hundreds of hours. Just don't tell my wife that. So after having gotten used to the controls, the handling, which didn't really take that long because it's a lot like the last one, I dove into my first race, and it went not great. I started out not following the golden rule. I had the choice between 3 free cars in the beginning. I could choose Audi TT, Ford Mustang, and Mazda Miata MX-5. And as we all know, the answer is always Miata, so that's why I chose a Mustang. I mean, it's only natural. And the Mustang handles, at least with the driving aids off, pretty much like you see on videos from Cars and Coffee meets around the US. It goes sideways quite a bit. And in the beginning I crashed it quite a bit. So that's realistic, at least. Like that one, that's right out of Cars and Coffee.
That car's really moving.
Yeah, it is. So, just like in the last game, there's tons and tons of stuff to do here. My map right now at this stage in the game is still kind of empty. It adds on more and more races and challenges to do as you play more, earn more fans. Because unlike the last game where you earn XP, you now earn fans, which is basically the same thing, it's just called something different. So you have standard races. It's all built around a story that I didn't really pay all that much attention to. It's about an ex-street racer, I think, that wants to go legit in street racing. Some people aren't too happy about that. They still want to do it in the streets and illegally. He wants to make it legit. And that's pretty much what I got from the story. And then there's small drips of the story explained in videos when you do new races and challenges and qualifying for new disciplines. So the challenges are a lot like the last one. There's stunts you have to do, skills you have to master, and then there's regular races. Circuit stuff like this, and point to point. There's going to be drifting, there's going to be more stuff than you could probably get through without playing it a lot. I know that in all my hours of playing the crew, I've finished a lot of stuff in the game. There's still so much I haven't done, and that's with hundreds of hours of game time. So in the beginning, you start out with one of those 3 cars. As you earn more money, you can upgrade to better cars or just different cars. And like in the previous one, you earn upgrades by winning races and doing challenges. Unlike the previous one, you don't just get one part when you finish a race. In the previous one, you'd get this spinning around thing and get one part. Random level part, random type part. This time around, you get a crate. Once the race is finished, you crash into it, and there's a bunch of parts there, and you drive over one of them. And at least my experience is you get 3 parts each time, so you can upgrade your car faster. That's good. It could take a long time to upgrade cars in the crew one. So you're going to see that crate right here. I finished second, which isn't too bad for the first race, I guess.
You got loot for that.
I did expect to win, though.
I'm sure it's gonna come in handy.
Can't win them all, I guess. So drive over one of these things.
The loot consists of parts you can use to upgrade your rides.
So tires, brakes, suspension. There's the first 3 things you should upgrade if you plan to tune your car up.
Colored loot has even cooler stuff.
And mod it and upgrade it, whatever. Eventually you're gonna be able to do more disciplines. You have off-road, like in the previous one, different kinds of off-road. You have circuit, you have performance cars, street cars, raid cars, a lot of stuff you can do. And like the previous game, of course, it's an open world. You can go even more places than before, because the cities have more place to go. Shortcuts and little back alleys, rooftops, and then there's the whole world of terrain. You can go wherever you want to go. You want to go top mountain? Go to top mountain.
Doing things gets you followers.
Want to go across a river or out in the woods and the desert? Do it. One thing I like about this game, compared to the previous one, and compared to games like Forza Horizon, is that the terrain's a lot more bumpy and uneven. At least that's my experience with the few hours in the games that I have. This game, at least. It's not, you can't just take a super sports car, go full throttle through the terrain and just, it's gonna fly. It's gonna be fine. In this game, it jumps around a lot more. It's thrown from side to side, which is better. And the graphics have been quite significantly upgraded. Cities look a lot better, but the terrain looks even better. And in addition to the cities, the terrain, and all that stuff you can do, they have a bunch of racetracks. That's Laguna Seca. I wasn't able to drive that one. We were able to do some races in multiplayer on a track up in New Jersey. And it's a fairly large track with different layouts, so it's more stuff to do. And I did, for the first hour or so, I did pretty much what I do in all open world games. I just explored. I drove around, had a look at the cities, had a look at the trains, just went exploring. That's what I spend most of my time doing in Forza Horizon and even in GTA. I'd wager that I've put in far more hours just going around the terrain and cities in GTA games than I have actually doing story missions or side missions. Yeah, so you're going to see a lot more jumps, and if you're faster than I was right there, you're going to do some fun stuff on them, not just crash into parked cars. So just this area is more detailed and has more little places you can go than the previous one. No, I've spent quite a bit of time playing the first game lately. The driving physics are pretty much the same as they were before, maybe tweaked a little here and there. So your regular street cars are going to handle differently on asphalt than a raid car or a dirt track car. And your performance car or a circuit car is going to be shit if you go out in the terrain. Right here I was looking for a drift event because I love drifting in games. I've spent a lot of time upgrading and tuning drifting cars in Forza games ever since the first one on the original Xbox. Playing with camera angles and toe-in and gearing and beat brakes and all kinds of stuff like that. Because in a game like that, that's going to make a huge difference because it's going to be the same physics engine, and it is here as well, but the difference here is that a drift car in this game just wants to go sideways all the time. Regular cars can go sideways too, but they're going to be a lot tougher to slide nicely. You're going to spin out most of the time. Drift cars spin out as well, but not in the same way. They're made to go sideways. It makes it a lot easier to drift just as soon as you master it.
Hey there.
I sort of prefer the
Maybe you've heard of me.
same thing for all cars. You just have to learn how to use them and tune them, but that's not what this game is.
What is it?
So, off-road racing,
Keys, my friend.
there's a lot of
We'll
terrain to
find
go
out.
off-road racing in this game.
If you win, you keep
A
the car
lot.
and get a shot at running some real races. You lose, I take my ride back and it's so long. But you're not gonna lose.
It's
are
time to take the Raptor out in
you? Huh. I didn't think
the
so.
terrain. See how it works out.
3, 2, 1.
I know I spent a lot of time driving raid cars in the crew. Just exploring the terrain like I keep doing all those games. And I imagine I'm going to do a lot of that in this game as well when it comes out. So you can, it's hard to see in a video, you get more of a feel of it when you're actually driving the game. That the terrain is more uneven, more realistic, I guess, and more challenging, also more fun. And like the last time, not necessarily all that realistic. That just makes it more fun, I guess. So for each of the disciplines, so boats, planes, off-road, you get this little intro video that you saw, and then you get to qualify for it, and then you get a free car in that. At least in the, you get a free plane and a free boat. And I think I tried motorcycles. Can't remember. That might have just been in multiplayer. So you always have at least one car in each discipline. And then eventually, once you have enough money, you can buy even more cars. And jump. Oh, that's another thing. You're likely to land pretty flat no matter how you jump. I don't think I managed to get the car over the roof, regardless of how hard I tried. It was like that in the first game as well. It's quite forgiving. So all the car stuff is going to be a lot like in the first game. Fun. Something you can spend hours and hours doing.
You and me? Got some things to
I'd say that the first one and this one even more so is probably about the best arcade e-racing. It's a mix of arcade and sim, but way more arcade than sim. And it's probably the best one that I've played, or at least the one I like the most out of the arcade games. So probably the most important new addition is planes. And it's worked into the game pretty much flawlessly. So this is just me flying around in a plane, sorry, not the plane, but by clicking the right stick and choosing one of the other categories. So if you're in a plane, you can choose a boat, a motorcycle, or a car.
Guess what? There's an easy way for us to
You're
add
kind of
followers.
warped into it.
All you've got to do is cool
so you're in a
stuff
plane,
like flying under bridges, drifting, or taking
and you
big
just
jumps. The more stuff you
automatically
chain, the more followers
magically,
we get.
however you want to put it, get dumped in a car. Car is slightly airborne, land on the ground, keep going. And if you're in a car and you want to go into the plane, you get lifted out of the car, and all of a sudden you're a plane. It works really well. It takes just a couple of seconds. You can use it pretty much whenever. And the flying is a lot of fun. And it's an easy way to make more fans. And get more fans.
Hey,
I
I
should
just
say.
rigged things so you can fast swap between two vehicles
Do
of any
different
type.
stunts like
Who's got your
going on the
back?
bridges, doing
Me.
loops.
It's me. I do.
The knife flight, just going sideways, going upside down, going having like really low altitude, scraping the ground, or splashing the water around the wheels. It's gonna make for fancy flying that the fans like. Quick controls are really well made. It works really nicely. It's easy to fly. It's a lot of fun. And it just feels right. It feels like it should.
You picked up new followers for that action move you just did.
I haven't
Everyone
played a
you
lot
pull
of
from now on gets you more
flying
followers.
games in the last
so
few
knock
years, but
yourself
when I was
out.
younger, I played a lot of Sims, like Jet Fighter ones and Microsoft Flight Simulator, stuff like that. And it feels kind of like that, just easier. You don't have as many controls you have to worry about. You have your pitch in your jaw. Yaw. And throttle. That's pretty much it. Makes it easy and fun. I spent quite a bit of time in multiplayer with one of the other players that was David, trying to do tricks together, because you get extra points for formation flying. So we tried to do one try to fly the right way up, and the other try to fly upside down and on top of each other, and just do all kinds of synchronized stunts. I didn't quite get it. It was a lot of fun, especially when you're communicating and you go there, oh. Tons of fun. So with the addition of planes and boats, I wasn't that huge fan of the larger boats you drive in the rivers and out in the ocean. It was okay, but not that fun. Planes, on the other hand, was a lot of fun. I can see myself doing that quite a bit, spending a lot of time flying around airplanes. There are other boats, though, like the small power boats. I've seen videos where they race them in the canals and the fountains in Las Vegas, and that looks like a lot of fun. They're quick, they're nimble, you can do quick turns and stuff. With a larger ocean-going boats, they're fast, but they don't move around that quickly. It wasn't that much fun. The water looks fantastic though. The waves work well. Your car jumps around the waves. You have to make sure you're positioned correctly so the waves don't roll too much. So that part of it is really well done. It just didn't really appeal to me. Not like the racing and flying it. So I spent quite a bit of time playing. I also spent quite a bit of time trying to get a hang of the drifting. Because while I've done drifting in the first game a little bit, not that much, but a little bit, and I've done a lot of drifting in more realistic racing games. I wanted to see if I can make it work in this one. We also tried to see how far up we can go with the plane. And you can go really high up, and then stall and fall down. So this is me in a Mazda RX-7, because if you're going to have a drift car, it's going to be
We got
that
here
or
today is a race for
Nissan.
charity. Had to call in a lot of favors to make it happen, but it had to happen. A whole lot of people
So
from the
that's your
mayor
friend
on down
talking.
trust
Wanted
us.
what's
Time to
the
show everyone
it's
we're more
racing
than just
legit.
outlaws. Get ourselves some good buzz for a change. Can't hurt, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and the race? It's gonna take over the whole harbor, including cargo ships. Careful you don't drift yourself right overboard, because that can hurt. You wanna make a splash? There's better ways to do it.
It took me a few tries to kind of get a hang of it. But like I said, I only had so many hours in the game. Didn't really have that much time to practice. And crashing is what happens when you don't have that much practice. And while I often prefer the more realistic racing where you have to set it for yourself, this is a lot of fun too. You get sideways really easily, And so that part is easy. It's easy to go sideways. It's just hard to do it right and to keep the drift going and not overcook it and spin out or crash. As you can see. There's also going to be drag racing, I think, and there's going to be a lot of stuff you can do in this game. I mean, there was a lot of stuff to do in the first one. This is going to be heaps more. And that's in the base game, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do in relation to add-ons and expansion packs. Because you had two pretty large expansion packs for this game. The Wild Run, which brought along motorcycles and monster trucks, and then you had the police one that put you in a police car so you could chase the other racers that were online. So yeah, I didn't really invest in drifting, but I think I will when the game finally comes out.